So I wanted to talk about what specific skill I should be dedicating my life to, and what should I really be pursuing in life, because that has really got me confused right now, because I don't really seem to be that good at anything. And I haven't really achieved any significant degree of success in anything so far. What have I really tried so far to get good at? Uh, well, there was playing the guitar back when I was a teenager, and I got pretty good too. And I was able to learn and play most songs relatively easily at one point. But I really just fell out of it, and it sort of just ended up being like a phase for me, and I didn't stick with it long term, and I wasn't able to make it a lifelong habit. Even though I still have the guitars in my closet right now, I still haven't actually gotten rid of them. But even so, um, so I did that from between like ages 17 up to 18, I think. Maybe 19. Can't remember exactly. I think it was between ages 17 and 19, I guess. Um, and then before that, there was also this period earlier when I was a teenager where I just became super obsessed with riding around on bikes and going on bike rides, which seems to be another popular phase that teenage boys seem to go through. I don't really know why. This phase where they just become super obsessed with riding around on bikes and they want to go on all these bike rides. It's become even more popular just recently with all these things going on, like the big social media rideouts that they have going on, where there will be a huge amount of teenage boys that just meet up in one part of the city and then start riding around. And it's also getting out of control with things like police stopping them and stuff like that, because a lot of them are on illegal e-bikes and stuff like that, and they're disrupting traffic. Although I never got involved in that sort of thing though, because that didn't even exist back when I was a teenager, like 10 years ago. So I don't know what's going on with that trend. But yeah, there was a period back when I was a teenager. That was maybe like the first thing that I started getting into back when I was trying to figure out what I might be passionate about and what I should pursue in life. Could it be bike riding, cycling? And then I quit that after a couple of years and then moved on to something else. I moved on to guitar playing, and I thought I was going to be a professional guitar player. So that basically has my teenage years covered. What did I try to do after that? Well, when I was in my early 20s, there was also a period where I became pretty obsessed with meditation as well. And then I thought that I was going to be like an expert meditator, and I'm going to be like a monk or an ascetic, and I'm going to continue practicing meditation until I can meditate for hours every day, and then I'm going to reach the highest stages of consciousness, and I'm going to have mystical experiences from it, and I'm going to be elevated to the highest states possible. Because I was also reading and learning about the spiritual side of it, because of how meditation has a long history going back thousands of years. It's been practiced for thousands of years in human history, and it originates in ancient cultures like ancient China and ancient India. So it comes from Buddhism and Hinduism and has long roots of tradition and religious views surrounding it. And it's only recently started to become more understood by modern science, because it has very real health benefits for things like your mental and physical health, as well as changing the way that you relate to yourself and the world, giving you more control over your emotions and lowering your stress hormone levels and training your nervous system and your brain to become less reactive to stress in general. Although that's really just one of the basic common side effects of it, though. That's like one of the most immediate side effects you'll get from it, though. With more experience, more effects will come related to the spiritual side of it. although I never really got too serious about the spiritual side of it, and I mainly just practiced it from a secular point of view, and listening to teachers like Sam Harris, for example, who's like the main spiritual teacher for secular spirituality, teaching spirituality without the religion involved. Now, the issue with this is that I also ended up falling out and breaking my meditation habit and quitting this too, unfortunately, because of how meditation has this issue where when you start practicing it a lot, you can have these negative side effects that come. So it's not actually entirely healthy or safe for you, though. So at a certain point, it can actually cause certain side effects that are actually harmful to your mental health. For example, causing more anxiety or more trauma to come up, or more depression, or more of something that was maybe hidden in your subconscious that you were not aware of, and then it suddenly just arises unexpectedly during the meditation practice. Another common thing that is going to happen during meditation practice that is like a side effect, but it's not serious and it's not really bad, is that random memories from your past will just randomly come up during the meditation practice. Like, you'll be sitting there and practicing meditation in silence, and then all of a sudden a memory about something that happened in your childhood will come up. Something that happened back when you were in high school will come up. Something that happened when you were at work one day a long time ago will come up. Something that you talked about with a friend will come up. All these random things will come up when you're meditating. And the negative side of this is that on rare occasions, something disturbing will come up, and then you might start having anxiety or trauma. Maybe something bad that happened to you in the past a long time ago will come up. And then a huge amount of negative emotions will come up at the same time. And if you are not prepared to deal with it, or if it's severe enough, then it can really destabilize you and cause you to end up just quitting the meditation practice altogether. So that is an issue that I found with meditation, is that I had this issue where negative stuff was coming up and I didn't really know how to deal with it, so I just ended up quitting. And I never really practiced it seriously again ever since. And that was back when I was like 22 years old. And I'm 27 now, so it's been years. What else did I do? What else did I try to pursue after that? I never really tried to pursue anything seriously after that, though, and I've mainly just been stuck not knowing what to do in life. Mainly just like wandering around aimlessly, trying a little bit of things here and there. Oh, there was this other time when I started practicing 3D modeling, and I downloaded the free 3D modeling software called Blender, which is like the main free piece of 3D modeling software that is open source, and it's also very popular as well. So it's like the main free piece of 3D modeling software that is not required by professionals. Or, I mean, it's like the main thing that you can use if you are a professional, but you don't want to have the subscription fee, though. So it's the main free software that's used for 3D modeling, but it's just as good. It has a really good reputation for being really good. Just as good as the professional software like Maya, for example, which is what is used in many Hollywood movies. But I never really got that serious about that either. I did the Blender tutorials from the Blender guru, like making the donuts, which is like the famous tutorial that everyone goes through when they start learning Blender. Is doing this famous tutorial on YouTube where you have to make a donut and the tutorial is issued by this specific YouTuber called the Blender Guru, if I remember correctly. And he's one of the most famous teachers. He's one of the most famous teachers for teaching people how to use Blender. So you can learn everything you need to learn about how to use Blender for free using the tutorials online, because it's very popular since it's free. And so there's a lot of content on social media teaching you how to use it and how to make things with it. But I never really got into it seriously though, because it was just too academic, too intellectual for me, and I found it a little bit too complicated to use, and I just couldn't get into it. So I practiced that for a few months, or maybe like a year or so, back when I was like 23. And then after that, I ended up quitting that because I just couldn't really get serious about it. I just couldn't get into the flow state. I wasn't passionate about it, so I ended up quitting that too. And I don't think I really tried to pursue anything seriously again after that, since I was like 23. Maybe bodybuilding, going to the gym and lifting weights. Yeah, but that was something that I never really thought I was going to become a professional in. And it was mainly just something that I was doing to improve my physical appearance, and that was about it. And health to some degree as well. But I never really saw myself as becoming a professional bodybuilder, though, because that's like going to the gym and lifting weights and wanting to build muscles, an extremely popular hobby amongst young guys, so I never really got serious about that either. Never really took that too seriously either. And I just wanted to make progress by comparing myself to the older version of myself to see the progress that I've made. And that was basically how I got fulfillment from doing that, rather than just wanting to be a professional bodybuilder like these other social media influencers that take that very seriously, like Sam Sulik, or, you know, all those other social media influencers you see on social media that make content specifically about their workout routines and all about fitness and the gym and bodybuilding and stuff like that. But I never really got too interested in doing that, and I never saw myself seriously becoming a professional bodybuilder though, because it's just way too popular. Fitness is extremely popular on social media as well. It's like the most popular niche. So I didn't really see it too seriously. So I think after that, that is when I never really pursued anything too seriously since then, and I've been pretty stuck about what to do exactly.